Do you ever dream of waking up to birds instead of traffic, sipping coffee under 100-year-old cedar trees, and having enough land that you can actually see the stars at night? Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, welcome to the Cedars in Plantersville, Texas. It's where small town charm meets big time breathing room. But before you pick up your bags and move to the woods, stay with me because this neighborhood isn't for everyone. We're breaking down the good, the great, and yes, the things that nobody wants to talk about. So stick around to the end because this might just be your next forever home. Or maybe it's not. Okay, y'all, so the Cedars is tucked away in the Plantersville area of Grimes County. It's about an hour northwest of Houston, and if you're looking at a map, it's just 5 minutes north of the Aggie Expressway, and that's the new toll road that zips you towards Houston or College Station. In fact, from the Cedars, it's roughly 14 minutes to Magnolia, 17 minutes to Tomball, and about 30 minutes to College Station. So it's not too shabby for living in the country, right? You get that peaceful rural setting without feeling totally isolated from in-town conveniences. And Plantersville might be a small dot on the map, but it's got some unique claims to fame. And we'll talk about more of that in just a second. Now, what's the vibe like? In one word, it's serene. This is an acreage community, so every home sits on at least 1 acre of land, often more, which means plenty of breathing room between you and your neighbors. You're going to think of long driveways, big lawns, and 100-year-old trees all around. In fact, the community's name, the Cedars, isn't just for show. It comes from the stand of historic cedar trees on the property and what locals have called this tract of land for generations. The developers have kept the natural vibe by only clearing trees necessary for streets and infrastructure. So when you drive in, you're going to be greeted by a canopy of trees, rolling hills, and the sounds of nature. The neighborhood feels like a quiet forest retreat more than a typical subdivision. You might even see deer and rabbit roaming around at dawn. And don't be surprised if you actually see stars at night. You might even be able to see the Milky Way on a clear night. Despite the country feel, you're not exactly in the middle of nowhere. The Cedars sits adjacent to Bernhardt Winery, a local vineyard and event hotspot, and Plantersville's claim to fame is the Texas Renaissance Festival. Okay, it's held just down the road every fall, and for about 2 months a year, you might notice knights, ferries, and the occasional pirate passing through. Yes, seriously, you're going to see this. It gives the area a fun, quirky, seasonal energy. But most of the year, Plantersville is quiet and laid back. Neighbors here tell us they love the away from it all feeling. It's a place where you can sit on your porch with coffee in the morning and actually hear birds instead of traffic. Yet, if you need to commute or go shopping, you can hop onto 249 and be in Houston's northwest suburbs in 20 to 30 minutes. So overall, the vibe is friendly country living with a dash of convenience. It's the kind of neighborhood where people wave when you drive by, and there might even be an occasional community bonfire, hopefully on your driveway, or barbecue. If you've been dreaming of a more relaxed, spacious lifestyle without giving up access to modern amenities, the Cedars offers a pretty sweet balance, I have to say. Okay, so let's rewind for a second because the Cedars isn't just a pretty name slapped on a sign. Locals have called this land the Cedars for generations, and it dates back to the 1800s when early settlers from Arkansas and Alabama put down roots here. So yeah, this place has some real history under its boots. Fast forward to today, and it's High Meadow Development Company that's bringing this vision to life. These folks are pros, 50 plus years of experience building upscale acreage communities all across North Houston. So the Cedars, this is basically their masterpiece. What makes them different? They actually care about the land. Instead of bulldozing everything flat, they leave the old trees and natural curves intact. Roads wind with the land, and those towering cedars and oak trees, they're still standing. Now, if High Meadow sounds familiar, it should. They're the brains behind other standout neighborhoods like High Meadow Estates, High Meadow West, and the Manors. They've also sold out earlier communities like the Preserve and the Grove. It's a family of peaceful, wooded neighborhoods, and the Cedars is their next evolution. And hey, they're not just cranking out communities. High Meadow was named Developer of the Year in 2024 by the Greater Houston Builders Association, and that's a big deal. So when you move into the Cedars, you're getting more than just a pretty lot. You're getting underground utilities, smart deed restrictions, and thoughtful planning from a developer who knows how to build rural luxury right. The Cedars is a modern neighborhood with an old soul, a brand new community that honors the past and benefits from decades of proven success. Not a bad combo, right? All right, y'all, let's talk schools. Because if you got kids, this is a big one and so important. The Cedars is zoned to Navasota ISD, a smaller, tight-knit district serving much of Grimes County. That means your likely school path is going to look like this. You're going to go to High Point Elementary, which is just minutes away from Plantersville, then Navasota Junior High and Navasota High School, School, which is about a 15 to 20 minute drive up the road. The bonus, you're not stuck in bumper to bumper school traffic like in the big suburban districts. And in smaller districts like Navasota ISD, your kids are more than just a student ID. Teachers actually know their students and their families. It's got that hometown vibe with Friday night football, band competitions, and community involvement all baked in. Of course, every district has its pros and cons, so do your homework. But overall, families here love the personal attention community feel. Now, if public schools isn't your route, you've got options, just not next door. You'll be looking at nearby towns like Magnolia, about 15 minutes away, Tomball, or even the Woodlands if you don't mind a longer drive. Some popular private school picks are Magnolia Heritage Academy, Concordia Lutheran High School in Tomball, and the Woodlands Christian Academy or John Cooper School, both a bit further but well known for academics. Want something more alternative? Charter schools like Acton Academy, Magnolia are within reach too. And because this is quiet country living, homeschooling is also a super popular choice with active co-ops and support groups in nearby Montgomery and Magnolia. So here's the gist. Now, Navasota ISD is your local go-to, offering small town schools close to home. If you want something private, charter, or alternative, you'll have to drive a bit, but you've got choices. It's one of those trade-offs for that rural life. So not a bad exchange if you ask me. All right, let's talk about what life is actually like when you live in the Cedars, because it's not just where you live, it's how you're going to live. First off, this isn't the kind of neighborhood with a splashy water park or gated entrance with valet. Nope. This is a laid-back luxury with a side of nature. You get space, trees, and peace, but the developers didn't leave you hanging on the amenities. The community is going to include a recreation center, walking trails, a splash pad, and even pickleball courts are in the development. So yes, you can live in the woods and stay social. Whether it's morning jogs through the trees or weekend pickleball showdowns, there's something for everyone. Oh, and did I mention Bernhardt Winery is right next door. Live music, local wine, sunset views, and food trucks. That's basically your new backyard happy hour. And yes, you can actually golf cart over from the community. For day-to-day stuff, you're just 15 minutes from Magnolia, which has everything from the new H-E-B to restaurants and shops. You want more options, you're going to head to Tomball or Montgomery for even more dining, shopping, and boutique charm. And if you're really in need of a Costco or a mall fix, the Woodlands and Conroe are about 30 to 45 minutes out. If you're the outdoorsy type, you're going to love being just minutes from Lake Conroe and Sam Houston National Forest. Whether it's boating, fishing, hiking, or just having a picnic by the water, you've got plenty of weekend options nearby. And of course, the Cedars itself gives you room to spread out. Big backyards, space for a garden, a workshop, or just peace and quiet under the stars. Bottom line, the lifestyle here is all about balance. Country calm, modern convenience, and space to actually live the life you want to live. Okay, so let's talk about what you're actually building in the Cedars, because this isn't your average subdivision with 5 floor plans, beige on beige finishes. No, this is Texas acreage living that's customized to you. So custom builders are the name of the game here. You can bring your own, or you can choose from one of their trusted builders that are already building in the community. To name a few, they have Grace Point Homes, which is known for timeless Southern-inspired designs and attention to detail. They've actually got a model home right in the Cedars you can walk through. Then you've got Trinity Signature Homes. They are big on modern farmhouse style with a high-end finish and functional layouts, also with a model. You got Royal Texan Homes, which is known for elegant, upscale homes with a distinctive architectural touch. You've got Our Vision, Harrisburg, and Butler Brothers, all experienced with acreage builds and community design standards. So these homes aren't just slapped together, they're designed to fit the land, not fight it. That means your home will feel like it belongs on your wooded lot, whether it's a 1-story sprawl or a 2-story estate with a wraparound porch and a massive garage. Okay, so there are building requirements when you build in this type of community. Just to name a few, homes must be at least 2,800 square feet if they're a 1-story and 3,000 square feet for 2 stories. You have to have at least 25% masonry on the front elevation, and they don't allow any front-facing garages. Now, of course, there are more, but you discuss those with your builder. So let's talk about the stuff no one brags about on Zillow, but it does really matter. Underground utilities. There's no poles or wires cluttering your view. The Cedars offers underground electricity, natural gas, fiber internet, and water on every lot. The water is managed by Grimes County Mud 1, but wait, there's no traditional mud tax here. That means you're not paying 2.8% in property taxes like in some newer communities. Natural gas, yes, they have natural gas. Not all Acreage communities actually offer gas. They have fiber internet, so you can work from home, stream everything. There's no septic tanks. You get central utilities. They are provided. So what's this going to cost? So to buy a lot, most range from about $140,000 to $170,000, obviously depending on your size and where you're located. When you build a home here, custom homes typically start in the mid 400,000s and they push up towards the millions. This obviously encompasses upgrades, pools, all this fun stuff. I've seen in the Cedars land in between about already done around 650,000 plus for a 3,000 square foot home that's beautifully finished. All right, let's talk tax rate. It's roughly 1.6 to 1.8%. That's significantly lower than many nearby mud communities, which sit closer to 2.7. Annual HOA fees, you're looking at just $500 a year, and that covers maintenance of the trails, green spaces, future rec center, etc. So if you're dreaming of a shop out back, a huge front porch, a custom pool, or even a detached guest house, you can do that here. However, you do have to go to the Architectural Control Committee and get approval first. Bottom line, the Cedars gives you flexibility, quality infrastructure, and the freedom to build your dream home without city headaches or sky-high taxes. That's why so many people are choosing to plant long-term roots here. All right, before you completely fall in love with this community, let's hit pause and talk about the flip side. Because yes, it's beautiful, peaceful, and packed with charm, but it's rural. Truly rural. This isn't 5 minutes outside the suburbs rural. This is your neighbor, might be a Longhorn rural. You're in the woods. At night it gets dark. Really, really dark. And on clear nights, you'll actually see stars that city people forgot existed. It's part of the magic, but if you're someone who needs the glow of city lights and a Whataburger at every corner, this may not be your happy place. Okay, y'all, there's no walkability here. You're not walking to a corner store or even a cute cafe. You're driving everywhere, whether it's school drop-offs, grocery runs, grabbing a gallon of milk, you're hopping in the car. So if you're coming from a city or a master plan suburb, this will be a lifestyle shift. All right, this one's important. Limited delivery and services. Not every food app delivers out here. Some won't even try. You might get a pizza. You'll definitely get Amazon, but you're going to want to plan ahead because the convenience factor just isn't the same. There's still construction. Depending on your lot, you might have a little sawdust, nail guns, and hammering in a distance for a while. The neighborhood is still growing, so you need to expect that. If short-term noise for long-term gain, but it's worth knowing. Internet may require patience. Yes, the Cedars offers fiber, but just because it's available in the community doesn't mean it's always going to be fast. So you're going to want to check on that. Retail therapy requires special planning. There's no Target, there's no Costco, no last-minute sushi. You're going to be driving to Magnolia, Tomball, or the Woodlands for most of your shopping, dining, or doctor appointments. And don't expect a quick trip. You're living the pack a cooler in the backseat lifestyle now. So yeah, the Cedars is rural by design. That's what makes it special, but it's not for everyone. If you love hustle and bustle, coffee shops on every corner, being 5 minutes from Whataburger, you might feel a little stir crazy here. But if you're craving space, privacy, fresh air, and peace, this is the place to call home. Okay, y'all, so let's recap. If you're dreaming of space, serenity, and a home that's actually yours, not squeezed between two others with 6 feet a yard, the Cedars of Plantersville delivers. You've got a location that feels remote, but does still stay connected thanks to the Aggie Expressway, a community with deep roots and a developer who knows how to do acreage living right, access to public, private, and alternative schools, plus that kind of small town support you're not going to find in bigger districts, a lifestyle that leans heavy into fresh air, front porches, wineries, and a wide open space. You're going to have custom builders, modern infrastructure, no mud taxes, reasonable HOAs. Then this is a place for you. And yes, we keep it real. It's rural, like truly rural. You'll need to drive, plan ahead, and maybe get cozy with a deep freezer and some Amazon patience. But if you're nodding along thinking, yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for, then the Cedars might just be the perfect very next chapter. If you've got questions about the area, the builders, or where to start, I'm here to help. Drop a comment below, reach out directly, or just say hi. And hey, if this video gave you clarity or sparked a dream, do me a favor. Give it a like and subscribe, and share it with someone who also might be house hunting and wants a little more heart. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.